Hi, my name is Robert Shelley with Shelley Law, and my law firm assists emergency medicine physicians with employment agreement and independent contractor agreement review. Today I'm going to talk about the average RVU compensation for an emergency medicine physician. So let's kind of do a basic outline of how RVUs work, and then we'll get into specific numbers. So if you are an emergency medicine physician, you can be paid a number of ways. You can be paid, obviously, an amount per shift. You can be paid hourly. You could be given just a base salary if you're employed with the hospital, or you could be paid purely on RVUs. I think that's uncommon in this arena to be paid purely on RVUs, especially in emergency medicine, because the volume is not really up to you, right? Like if you're building a practice in primary care or some kind of outpatient clinic-based practice, then yeah, it's on you to build the practice and establish referral relationships and that type of thing. If you're an emergency medicine physician, none of those things take place. You're just doing the work that comes in, so it's not really on you. So that's kind of the first thing to think about, is if you're being given a contract that's based purely on productivity as an ER physician, I would not accept that agreement. There needs to be either some guaranteed minimums with some potential for some production bonuses based upon RVUs potentially. But if you're given a contract based purely on RVUs as an ER doc, I would move on to the next position. All right, so how do RVUs work? So work RVUs are what matter to any kind of physician. There's three types of RVUs. You have like the professional RVU, the malpractice RVU, and the work RVU. The work RVU is what matters. And the Center for Medicare Services, CMS, issues a list every year that provides essentially every encounter or CPT code is associated with an RVU amount, so like a number. The longer you're with the patient, the higher acuity the visit is, the more RVUs you generate. And then you take that number and then you multiply it by a dollar amount, which is called a compensation factor. So I'm going to give you general numbers that are up to date as best as I can find. They will vary from service to service, but just throwing out some general numbers, the average ER physician generates around 6,900 RVUs per year, work RVUs, and then the average compensation factor is around $49. So if you were to generate 7,000 RVUs in a year, multiply that times 49, that would be your compensation for the year. Now, once again, you do not want a pure productivity contract in this arena. You only want either hourly, shift amount, base salary, and then the productivity would be, on top of that, is like a cherry on top. But to get paid in that way is really a recipe for disaster in my mind. Now, how would it work if you were given some kind of productivity bonus incentive? Well, what they would likely do is they would submit some kind of either monthly or quarterly or even yearly threshold, meaning if you produce this many RVUs in the month, then any RVU produced above that, you will receive, $49 or something like that. It'll probably be a little bit less than 49. That would be an okay way of doing it. Now, if you are employed with a group, so if you're with kind of a physician-owned group that then farms them out, or is contracted with hospital ERs, usually they will pool those so that whatever the group produces, you'd have to think about it that way. So anyway, that's a little breakdown of RVUs for emergency medicine physicians. If you have any questions, you can feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. Or if you need an independent contractor agreement or employment agreement reviewed, you can contact us at the contact information listed below in the description. And I appreciate you watching the video. All right, thanks.